people. My shirt and this lighting don't work. There's nothing I can do about it right now. Welcome back to another episode of Politics. Um, you guys got a new president. That's good news to wake up to. I hope. I hope that's how you guys feel. I hope everybody feel the same. Um, that 4 year nightmare is, is finally over. Um, I'm sure everybody been following politics all day today. Um, watching the inauguration and um, everything. I'm sure of it. Um, I don't know. Anything stand out to you guys specifically? There was a lot of talk about uh, the tone of Biden's acceptance speech. Or, I'm sorry, inauguration speech, which I just got done listening to, and it was pretty good. It was very different than the stuff we've seen. Um, you know, the past 4 years, I would say for sure, um, which is good. Which led me to think, like, what am I going to do going forward? Because I don't know if politics can sustain, uh, with sensible politicians around. So I don't know what we should do. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we can do, but I don't know if it'll be nearly as much fun. I don't know if the rants will be as good, I suppose. um, I don't have anything to add to what's been happening today. And like I said, I'm sure everybody's been following it because how can you not? Um, I don't know. It was an inauguration. Like nothing stood out to me as like different, but I guess that should be a good thing. Of course, like more security and all of that stuff, but that was it though. Nothing else stood out to me. Nothing else. I don't know. The only thing I could think that was, I guess, kind of different is like a dedication to like diversity. So I think like his wife picked out a photo that I guess would be this would like represent her vision of them, and she told, I don't know the name of the photo, but it's made by like some slave out in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm sorry, he wasn't a slave. He was an ex-slave uh, that resided in Cincinnati, and a lot of abolitionists encouraged him to, like art was his passion. Encouraged him to do art. I think they even got together and like gather money and like sent them like overseas and stuff to experience different stuff. So we talking like the 1800s. Like that's crazy. Um, so that was kind of cool. Uh, Allegedly, that was supposed to be a theme with your clothes. Is like just different, vibrant colors and diversity. And of course, Joe Biden picked Kamala Harris to be his vice president. Um, he said they're due for a record number of like women in his cabinet, all of that good stuff. Um, just very diverse. So I don't have anything to add to what you guys have been seeing on TV all day. But we can do as one last look back to the Donald Trump era. We can go through his list of pardons that he dropped at like 3:30 in the morning or something like that, like very very late at night. Um, and yeah, I mean we can just go through this entire list. That'll fill up 30 minutes of time. Since I don't have anything else, I don't have anything else to add. Uh, I'll just go down. I thought about doing like the most notable list, but I'd rather read the entire list. It's 143 names, so I hope you don't mind. I'm skipping the first one because I don't know how to pronounce their last name. Fred Keith Alford, Michael Ashley, Stephen Bannon, Lynn Barney, David Barron, Dr. Faustino Bernadette, Carl Anthony Boggs, Christina, some last name I can't pronounce, Jonathan Brum, Elliot Broad, Broadley, uh, Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., uh, Randall Cunningham. I thought it was a football player for a moment, but it's not. Paul Erickson, Rodney Nakia Gibson, George Gilmore, Bill Kapari, Kawami Kilpatrick, Keith Carlson, Anthony Livanowski, Solomon Melgan, Desiree Perez. I'm just joking. We're not about to read all this. This is entire list of names. That'd be absurd. Um, Notably, though, um, as you heard, Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., who is probably better known as Little Wayne, got a full pardon. He pleaded guilty in December to illegally possessing a firearm and faced up to 10 years in prison. Up to 10 years in prison for possessing a loaded gold-plated 45 caliber handgun. Um, so if you think back to that photo that a lot of people have seen Lil Wayne and Donald Trump together, I mean, clearly that photo, that meeting was about a give and take. Like, what can you do to help me win the election? Uh, what can I do to get pardoned? You know, um, like what else could it be? I don't know what else it could be. Um, Another rapper Kodak Black, whose real name is Bill Kahan Kapari, and his name is Bill, which is funny. Um, he made a false statement to buy a firearm. So he probably said I'm old enough, but wasn't old enough. But he got a pardon somehow. He said he tweeted and then deleted the tweet that he said he would spend $1 million on charity if the president released him. So let's see what happens. Um, there was a couple other names. Stephen Bannon should have been one that stood out to you guys. He used to be one of the president's advisors. Like when he first took over, he lasted. He didn't even last maybe a year, maybe 8 months or so before he ended up getting fired or whatever. But that wasn't even the bad part. The bad part is after he was out of the White House, he was still like associated with Trump. So he was telling Trump supporters like, "Oh, um, send me money, and we're going to raise money to build the president's wall. Like we're going to get started. We're going to get jump started. So send me money, and I'm gonna take the money, and I'm gonna build the president's wall." Um, he didn't do that though. He didn't do it at all. Instead, he pocketed the money, and even when they arrested him, he was on um, some giant yacht or something with like some other guy that was in trouble, like some other Chinese businessman or something that was also like a fugitive running from the police or something. Um, so needless to say, all the people on these lists are criminals, like real life criminals, people that have committed crimes on the federal level, which clearly is the highest level. So these are serious crimes and stuff that he uh, he just let 143 people. Now, what I don't know, which I'll look up right now because I'm interested, is uh, what I don't know is how does that compare to Barack Obama pardons or George Bush or Bill Clinton or George Bush one. Like I'm not sure how the numbers go, but I'm very interested. Um, pardon started in 1900, by the way. This is when they started giving out pardons. So let's see. Um, it looks like. Oh, this is just telling me straight pardons because it's two different categories, but it's all you get out of jail free cards. And so it looks like what? These numbers are weird. These numbers are weird. I'm trying to find a better list. Okay. What? All right. I don't understand these numbers. And I don't want to just be sitting here with dead air. Like I'm literally trying to. Oh, so George Bush. I'm sorry. Donald Trump is actually low on the list as far as total number of pardons and clemency granted. He's like the second lowest, believe it or not, at 143. Um, Barack Obama had 212 over the course of 8 years, though. So that's a little bit different. George Bush had 189 over 8 years. Um, who else? Bill Clinton had 396 over the course of what did he do? 7 years because he got impeached. No, I think he did 8. 7 years, I think. Seven. No, he did 8 years. Uh, who else are you guys interested in? Any other president you interested in? Ronald Reagan had 393. Um, who's at the top? Franklin D. Roosevelt is at the top with 2,819 pardons. That's a lot. That's a lot of pardons. Um, over the course of 12 years, I think. That's still a lot, man. Jeez. Even Richard Nixon, one of the biggest crooks, only had 863. So I guess Donald Trump is pretty low on that list. Surprisingly, I didn't know. I didn't know at all. Erica, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining us. Sorry, I was on a different screen looking at pardon numbers. Um, Yeah, still 400. I mean, I'm sorry, 143 still sound like a lot in 4 years. Um, it just sound like so many people. Maybe it's just the people that he let go. I don't know. Can't please everybody, so like, what are you gonna do? Um, but that's it. Like I said, it's 143. So if you want to go through the list, it's some notable people, some names you might recognize. Of course, there's gonna be a bunch that you don't recognize, which is normal, I suppose. Um, so looking forward though, as that may have been my last look back at anything Trump presidency wise. But looking forward, I just want to take a look. I had a list of Joe Biden's first 10 days of what he wanted to do. Um, uh, I can't seem to find that list, or maybe they took it down or something. But what I do have is his list, his first day list, which is today, of course, which the executive orders that he signed today, and like I said, it's a 10-day plan. I can't find his 10-day plan, but he literally had it like day two was going to be, I'm just saying this. Got to remember orders like student loans, um, uh, um, senior citizen care, uh, whatever, emissions or something. Day three was going to be like he just had like bullet points, and I can't seem to find it for whatever reason. Yeah, like 143 pardons, and he released it at 3:30 in the morning. Like so, I kind of that's kind of fishy to me as well. Byron said he's going to miss high capacity magazines. I'm not even sure what those are. I'm not going to. Excuse me. I'm not going to miss something that I don't even know what it is. Erica said mostly who he knew. Yeah. Well, I don't think he knew these people. Some of them for sure. I think that it was money. I think people said I'll give you money or I'll like Kodak Black said that if the president released him, he'll donate $1 million to charity. Will he really do that? Who knows? Probably not. Maybe it'd be good if he did. Or but also Rudy Giuliani was like uh, mentioning pardons. I'll just say that. So I'm sure he was taking uh, bids on who uh, of who like who will be able to get pardoned, who can buy a pardon from the president. Uh, Brian said, "Yeah, you don't because Ruger is trash." Ruger, I don't know what that is. Ruger is trash. You got me, buddy, because I don't know what's going on. So anyway, just a quick run through of Biden's uh, day one issues that he wanted to do or that he signed. Sorry, and these are all executive orders, which um, will take place rather immediately. It's not an actual law because laws can only be passed in Congress. But it's a start. It kind of gets you moving in the right direction. Since Democrats control the House and the Senate, just kind of guess that these will be uh, laws of some sort soon. So the first thing he did was mask requirements um, for all federal buildings, all federal employees and contractors, um, masks for everybody on all federal grounds. Uh, whether you work there or you're a visitor, masks are mandatory, um, which I feel like is pretty much, anywhere you go. But I guess in a situation like what happened 2 weeks ago, those people wouldn't even be allowed to be on like the grounds of the Capitol without even having a mask on, I guess. He did have a what he called a 100-day challenge um, for like Americans, all Americans, to wear their masks every day for at least 100 days um, in an attempt to slow the spread of COVID-19. Of course, um, I don't know what you get as a prize from this challenge, but it's a challenge nonetheless. Um, the next thing they signed was executive order to get back um, with the World Health Organization. As you know, Donald Trump pulled out of the health organization. Um, was it in June? Maybe like the spring, like right as the coronavirus was really starting to ramp up, and he didn't like that the World Health Organization was saying stuff like, uh, "Hey, you should do this stuff. Like you should lock down. You should do this." He wasn't a fan, so he kind of withdrew. And yeah, so Joe Biden has signed us up to be a part of the World Health Organization again. I think I said it last week, but the WHO just last week finally went into Wuhan, China, which is the epicenter, to find out more information about how the virus spread and what they can find and blah blah blah. Um, I still haven't heard anything as far as what they found, but I guess it's good to be part of the WHO again, um, with Anthony Fauci leading the infectious disease part of it for our country. Um, Next, he signed executive order to get back into the Paris Climate Accord. Um, yeah, he Trump pulled out of that early. He pulled out of the climate early because he's a fan of gas companies like gasoline oil companies. I remember when he was a candidate still, he used to always say that clean burning coal. I don't know how like I don't know if you ever been to a barbecue ever, uh, but clean burning like it doesn't go hand in hand. Um, Clean burning coal is not a thing. I don't hate coal and oil companies, but um, clean burning coal is not a thing. But with that, there's going to be a return to um, like environmental stuff. So if you're in the stock market, I would strongly recommend going towards stuff that renewable energy sources. Just a free tidbit. Um, so along with that, we never talked about on this show, but it's a like a national wildlife refuge that Donald Trump allowed a oil company to run a pipeline through, but it runs through like Native American territory and like all the stuff. It's a whole bunch of stuff that goes along with it. But Joe Biden put a freeze on that for right now, which, like I said, is going back into doing stuff for the environment to review, uh, exactly what the contract says, and I don't know, just to review everything that Donald Trump pretty much did, um, and that should buy him some time, I guess, to figure out exactly if they're going to change that or disallow it or whatever's going to happen. Um, but yeah, he's pretty much undoing everything that Trump did, which is exactly what Trump did with removing everything that Barack Obama did. Um, as far as immigration, he ended the Muslim travel ban, even though travel is still restricted because of coronavirus. But the actual order to um, to end a ban from these certain countries have been removed. It's been that way since 2017, I believe. So that's been on the books for a while, way before coronavirus, and that's now removed. He also said that he'll restore like the DACA program, which is like a pathway for uh, like young people who came to the country like with their parents to gain citizenship, as well as like reviewing the citizenship process for immigrants in general. So that'd be great if you can actually get people to go through the process and hopefully be more streamlined, and you can make these people citizens, as much as possible. Um, he also put a stop or a freeze on building the border wall. Um, He hasn't said what that money is going to be reallocated to. Um, but I highly doubt he's going to be building a wall, repairing some stuff. I'm sure beefing up border security, sure, but as far as building a wall, I don't think so. Um, he is the deportation that Trump signed, where ICE agents were running into people's homes, taking kids and separating kids. He put a freeze on that as well. I'm sure the ICE situation still needs to be overhauled, and kids that are stuck in cages still or separated from families still needs to be rectified, of course. But this is just a start. I mean, it's literally his first day, so hopefully this will be, the more you stop scooping up people, putting them into these situations, hopefully, gives you, like I said, buys you some time at least to go ahead and make everything right. And if you are sending people, deporting people, that you're not holding them in cages or separating kids from families and all of, and I'm sorry, kids from parents and all of that craziness. Um, so yeah, and it's like Susan Rice, I think she was nominated to like kind of uh, run that area of like immigration and stuff. So I'm pretty confident in her ability. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, to be honest. Um, he did. He didn't eliminate student debt, which a lot of people was asking for, but he did put a like another freeze on it until September. I want to say September 13th or something like that. As of right now, where payments don't have to be made and no interest is gained and all of this stuff for student loans. But he did call on Congress to do something about the student loan crisis. So hopefully, once Congress get to work and they'll be able to do something about that. I'm sure a lot of people will be happy about that. Um, I think he had proposed or said initially something like forgiving up to like 50 grand or something like that. But I think they walked that back now. And they're saying that hopefully Congress can do at least 10 grand per student, 10 grand per person, um, which, of course, you're not going to please everybody, of course. But eliminating 10 grand worth of debt will help out a bunch of people as well. And like I said, it's just a start. So we'll kind of see what happens. Erica said, I like your background. Thank you. I was trying to find something that was, from today. Um, I had a couple different options, but it was either this or like getting her up there. And I wanted to play her poem, but it was a 5 minute poem. There's no way I can put a 5 minute video up here. It'll take forever to upload and be ready. But her speech was great, and I didn't feel like chopping it up or like splitting it in half or just giving you the last 2 minutes or the first 2 minutes would have did it justice. So I just didn't put it on here at all. But yeah, those were my two options. Um, as far as background stuff. Um, what else? Oh no, the last thing he did, I feel like I taught y'all to death. Like just reading, like nothing in the saying, is just straight reading. Um, but housing foreclosures, he put a delay, I guess, on foreclosures and evictions to March, um, while people still are late on their payments. For housing situations or eviction situations, put like another moratorium on it. So hopefully it buys people some more time. It allows Congress to get out these $1,400 checks or $2,000 checks, whatever it's going to be, and kind of give Congress a little chance to just buys everybody some time. That's pretty much the theme for today is to buy some time so stuff can actually get done within the next couple of weeks. I personally don't foresee those checks. I know that's something that we always talk about or people always ask about on here. I don't foresee them finishing that in January. If they do it, great. But I think that'll be like a early February type of a thing. So don't look for it too soon. I'll guess. Um, any of these things that you guys are excited about, or I don't want to say excited, but um, is any of this stuff um, important to you, or stuff that you want to see? Like, do anything stand out to any of you guys? Like, whether it's I'm not trying to get into anybody's like business or whatever, but if housing foreclosures was important to you, or the immigration situation was important, I'm sure everybody to a certain extent is worried about the COVID situation to a certain level. Um, he did promise 100 doses in or 100,000 doses or something like that in like 100 days or something like that. Um, so of course, getting the vaccine situation together is always important. Um, Angel said no student loans there. So is it right? So that one don't apply to you, but any other stuff like mean anything to you or whatever? I wish I had the full list of the next 10 days and the different stuff. I'll try to just post them as I can or as he sign them. Um, for me, uh, I say just probably the Paris Climate Accord. Um, just on the strength that uh, I invest in the stock market, so it'll help certain stocks that I have. Like, but that's just kind of selfish. Everything else is kind of either don't pertain to me specifically, or it's stuff that we was doing anyway, which it just doesn't move my needle. I guess I say. Andrew said he wants to do 100K in 100 days. Yeah. So technically, it'd be um, 100,000 doses. So and it's two. You need 2 doses for the vaccine. So technically, it'd be um, 50. So 50K vaccines, which is still a pretty good number, I suppose. Within 100 days, it's not bad. Erica said student loans. Yeah, student loans for a lot of people. Not me specifically, but like my people in my family for sure. Uh, would use that student loan situation. Taking anything off for sure. Angel said if he can just get the stock market up for me, I'd appreciate it. I'd happily take my stimulus. I mostly appreciate the Tony set to unify to care. Yeah, I mean, I look, and like I said when I first started the show, I don't know what the show is going to become because if we get back to sensible politics, of course it'll always be stuff to talk about, um, good or bad or upcoming people or like whatever. Of course it'll always be stuff. But if we just get back to normal, sensible politics, I mean, we could do something else with this show and make it fun or whatever. Like we don't have to do politics. We can do something else. But I gladly keep the show if you guys want to keep it going, like for sure. But sensible, rational, like that's I'm looking forward to it. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Um, the one thing that I just wonder is like, so now that Donald Trump's not president, like, do he get unbanned from Twitter, or is he banned forever? Like forever? Like, does that mean we'll never hear from him again? What does this mean exactly? I'm excited to find out. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm kind of excited to find out. So we'll see. Andrew said, politicians' lives should just educate and be honest. Yeah, I mean that's all I can do is tell you what I read, give you my opinion on it, and for anybody that think that that I'm just a Democrat or a liberal or whatever, like I literally I watch Fox News and CNN and MSNBC. Like I got a thing for information, so I'll take all the stories or all of the perspectives and opinions and all that stuff, and then I'll come here and tell you guys what I think or tell you what I read, and I'll give you sources. Like I have no problem with that. Um, but yeah, politicians do lie, so holding them accountable, um, holding their feet to the fire is something that we must do. Um, it's kind of as simple as that. But I go for Joe Biden and them too. I don't want nobody thinking that they off the hook for all of the racial stuff that they said they wanted to do and police reform that they wanted to overhaul. Like, don't think that they off the hook just because they got elected, got the black vote, and all that good stuff. Like, I don't want nobody thinking that I'm letting them off the hook because they're gonna be held responsible just as much as anybody else who lies to the people just to get in office. I always say I hate politics because um, when politicians, presidents specifically, when they need votes and stuff, and they come to Ohio and campaign heavy and spending millions and millions of dollars on advertising, they're in Cleveland holding rallies on election day and all this stuff. Um, but once they win, then that's it. Like they'll never come back. They'll never come back and help the city do nothing. Like they don't. They're not spending. They're not sending any special help to Cleveland or Ohio where they super campaigned. We don't get that stuff, and that's a part of politics that I hate. Um, Hater or lover, Marsha Fudge is going to be in Biden's cabinet. She's from Cleveland. She's been a Cleveland politician for shit forever, as long as I can remember. Like being a kid, like forever. And so hopefully with that, maybe some more attention will come back this way. Hopefully, but that remains to be seen. And like I said, everybody feet get held to the fire. That's how I feel about it. All right, man. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I appreciate you joining me as always. Sorry my shirt don't work with this lighting and stuff. It's a nice shirt though. Um, if you guys need anything, let us know. Merchandise. If you got topics, if you got for this show, what you want the show to become. If you got topics for the main show, definitely hit us up and let us know ideas. Um, all of that good stuff. Just let us know. Um, but yeah, just stay safe out there. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys Sunday as always. And salute to the city as always. Uh, Stay safe, and I'll see you guys Sunday.